welcome to Should I Play South Park The Stick of Truth, my first impressions gameplay series where I give you a rundown of my thoughts on any given title after a couple of hours of playing. Note this isn't the full review, that will be coming shortly. So what are my first impressions of this game based on what I've played so far? Just know that my impressions of this game are really, really positive because I am having a blast with this game. And dare I say that this is the best game that I've played that's released since Grand Theft Auto 5 came out last year. I'm deadly serious. I've enjoyed this more than Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts. I have enjoyed this even more than Titanfall. That's how good this game is. This game is shaping up really well. So I'm going to run you down on all of the elements of this game that I've seen so far that have impressed me. Now, obviously, this is a game where you're buying it for the presentation. It's a South Park game. South Park is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Dare I say, my favorite TV show of all time, even higher than Breaking Bad. I think it's a fantastic comedy with great social commentary and just an all-around funny show. And all of that translates into this game expertly. It's clear that Trey Parker and Matt Stone poured their hearts out into making sure that this game felt like the TV show in every fiber of its being, and you can see the script so far has been expertly written. It's hilarious. It's the funniest I've ever seen in a game. Funnier than Deadpool. I've been laughing my ass off, which I haven't done in a video game ever, really. It's a funny game. And not only that, it retains all those elements of South Park, you know, over the top characters who are just kind of irrational, but at the same time it retains the elements of the characters that you know, where Cartman is an obnoxious asshole, Butters is, you know, he's submissive, he's kind of foolish, Clyde cries when he loses, and of course you are the new kid and you get to customize yourself. And I'm glad that they allowed you to be black because that's what I am, and I thought I would have to play as something else, and I was like, well, that's good. You know, the customization is pretty damn good for a South Park game, at least what I was expecting. Now, let's move on to the sort of visual style of this game, because this closely resembles the TV show to the T. I mean, this looks like the TV show. It feels like you're playing the TV show. And I know that a lot of reviewers who actually don't know much about South Park say this, but coming from a series fan who's watched every episode, many of them multiple times, it feels like South Park. Just watching it, the animation style and the art style, and it really hammers home the points I've been making about graphics. Art style is infinitely more important than graphics. This game shows it. It isn't as realistic looking as Battlefield 4, yet it's the better looking game. It's a really good looking game, and the sound design is awesome too. I mean, the voice acting is solid, it's stellar. It just resembles the TV show so well, and it references the TV show without feeling like it relies on the TV show, which is good. It's its own entity, even though it is a South Park game. And the sound design in terms of the music is pretty good. It's a blend of that epic South Park music from those episodes like the Pandemic episode, Day After Tomorrow, with the heavy, you know, emphasis on beats, but it also mixes with medieval music, as that's part of the theme, and it's an RPG, so you would expect stuff like that. So all of that comes together really well, but let's talk about the part that I think a lot of people were more skeptical about, and the part that really actually made me just go, wow, they've really tried with this game, and that's the gameplay. Now, a lot of people got skeptical with the turn-based gameplay, which blows my mind, because if you like Final Fantasy or Pokemon, and you don't like this, then you're a hypocrite. And in my opinion, this game has really good turn-based combat, and because of it, it's a good RPG. The combat is turn-based, but it keeps you engaged because you have to interact with every move to get the maximum power and get maximum damage. For example, if you want to use your regular weapon, because I'm a fighter, I use a sword, you have to click on left or right on the mouse to make sure that you get maximum damage when the weapon flashes. So you don't just click stuff and make it happen. You have to be involved in it to make the most out of those moves, which keeps you more engaged. And that also ties into how the game is designed with strategy. Different enemies have different sort of approaches you'll need to take to maximize, you know, how you take them down or even beat the battles. For example, a guy who has heavy armor, you'll need to use a lot of light attacks on to break his armor, but someone with no armor, you can just go straight to heavy attacks to get maximum damage. This also ties in with your mana, or PP, which they make a joke about as well, which is just funny. And all of these elements tie in to make it an engaging turn-based combat system and a really fun RPG combat system. I mean, I prefer it more than Skyrim's combat where you're just slashing the air. This has weight and it requires strategy, and I can see how this combat will get more depth as you play. And I mean, I've only played for like 2 hours and I've already unlocked a bunch of weapons, which you can do by purchasing them from various shops around. You can get them at your base Cooper Keep, which is in Cartman's backyard, or you can go and buy weapons from, example, Stan's uncle's weapons shop. All of these things that really just allow you to have that customization, which, of course, to find Ned, you gotta go explore the town of South Park, which they've created a map for. And it's really cool to walk from Cartman's house to Kenny's house, and then go to the movie theater, and go to, Stark's Pond, and then go to the school. Exploring the town of South Park is really cool. And it's a great thing that they added, and it shows that they really wanted to flesh out this game. So, what are my final thoughts based on what I've played so far? It is a lot of fun. It is a great game. Dare I say, it's an excellent game so far. The combat is fun, but best of all, it stays true to the show. It resembles the show, but it is not relying on the show. It has a great sense of humor. It's left me in stitches. It's got an interesting story so far with all of this ridiculous plot with the new king who is the Dragonborn, and it's just a really entertaining adventure. And dare I say, it is up there with some of the best licensed games of all time. I'd say it's better than Simpsons Hit and Run, which was for me up there before, and even competing with GoldenEye in terms of the amount of enjoyment I've had out of this. It doesn't innovate, but it does everything it does really well. Its story, its presentation, its characters, its music, its gameplay are all done really well, and it's because of that I'm having such a blast, and I'm finding it to be the most entertaining game I've played this year. And now I'm not really looking forward to Titanfall or Infamous Second Son as much. I just want to keep playing this game, and the fact that you have the 4 classes, Fighter, Mage, Thief, and Jew, means that there's going to be increased replay value. So, should I play South Park: The Stick of Truth? Undoubtedly, yes. This game is excellent so far. Stay tuned to my channel for the full review, and as usual, I'm Fringy, and have a good one. I'm going back to play South Park.